Yep.
Okay, man. Listen, this is what makes our job worth it right here. It's these moments right here where we see people who we watch their star catapult into the stratosphere at levels that not many will reach. And when I say that, I'm speaking about the one and only Michael B. Jordan. DB, just real quick, break it down for those everybody knows, but just let them know, man.
Well, he's been on our show before, and I don't want to be too long-winded with it, but I have to. I never got a chance to thank him because, lately, given the past week or so that we've lost some of our icons, we've always been talking about giving people their flowers while they're here. So I think I want to take the time to do just that right now because a couple years ago when Michael B. Jordan came by Sirius to promote Creed, and he had an interview scheduled with a host who wasn't able to make it. And so they were like, hey, would you like to do this interview with Michael B. Jordan over this new movie Creed he's got coming out? And luckily, I saw the movie. Sway, I think you remember I texted you about it after the screening. And so, Michael, thank you, first of all, because you were my first solo interview that I ever got to conduct. I didn't want to say it at the time because I was like, you may not want to do this, but I'm gracious that you allowed me to interview you for that film, and OQ was there too. So it was a great experience, and I thank you for your graciousness allowing me to interview you for that film.
Man, much love,
since then, you've gone on to do some fantastic work. Obviously, Black Panther, when you and the rest of the cast were here doing a town hall with us, and that was a monumental moment that has gone on to mean even more to all of us here since then for obvious reasons. But now we're here to talk about this film, Tom Clancy's Without Remorse. You played John Clark. And it's coming out tomorrow on Amazon. So everybody, please welcome him back, Michael B. Jordan.
Man. Michael B. Jordan.
First of all, man, appreciate that, brother. I didn't even know that, but congrats on your journey, man, and your growth. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving your flowers, man. Continue to blossom on that, man, and keep doing your thing, bro.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yep. Last time we did have, that was such a monumental moment when we had, and I won't harp on it too long, but I'll be remiss if I didn't mention when the whole entire cast of Black Panther came to Sirius XM when we got a chance to sit and talk with you guys. The rest is history. There was a magical moment that happened with Chadwick, though, and I don't think we weren't aware of what was going on with him at the time. And he was talking about, the fanfare, the response that he had been getting from different kids around the world. And something about that moment, he broke out in tears and he had to excuse himself from that interview. At that moment, did you know what was going on? Did you guys talk about that afterwards at all?
No. He we didn't know anything. Honestly, he and that speaks to him, speaks to his family and his team. That was able to keep something like that so airtight for a long time. Even during production and shooting and filming, you just wouldn't be able to tell. The guy, he was a workhorse. He showed up every day and gave it, his all. Constantly, giving. So you wouldn't have been able to know any of that. And in hindsight, we get an opportunity to reflect on all these moments. You know what I mean? And start to connect the dots, and you wonder and you think like, oh man, maybe was that what he meant, or is that what he was giving me? You know what I'm saying? So you really like, you're following these breadcrumbs and these little seeds that I think he's been planting, all this time, and it really affects you, it really hits you, comes in moments, but you see something that he's done, or you see an interview, or you see one of a project that he worked in, and you just start to reflect in a real way. So that's the power of film, that's the power of Chadwick. So really blessed to have been able to work with him.
Absolutely, man. I know, Ryan, I'm from Oakland, Michael B. Jordan. So,
yes,
come on, man. We love you in Oakland, man. You don't have to pay for no food. If you go to a restaurant, if you go to get a grocery store, you ain't got to pay for sneakers, anything in the town. You good money, baby. You good money.
I appreciate that. Y'all heard it first.
Okay, cool. I know Ryan talked about how difficult it is moving forward with Black Panther. And I know your character, Killmonger, was killed off, so to speak. But, we're from the MCU. We're in the Marvel comic universe. Nobody ever really perishes, do they? It's.
I mean, that's what they say. So I mean, I personally can't speak on that as for Eric. But like I said, man, it's Ryan's been tasked with a tremendous challenge, an obstacle, to try to figure out how to move forward in a real great gracious way, that honors, Chadwick, but then also something that honors the comics and the fans. And but Marvel, I have the utmost confidence in Marvel and Kevin and Ryan for everybody to figure out, what's the best way to move forward. And as close as I am, being an honorary, Oaklandian or whatever you want to call it, being an honorary town member, it's I still don't know anything. I don't have any idea what he has up his sleeve, but as soon as I do, I'll let y'all know.
Okay, Michael B. Jordan. We're going to get into this movie, but I'm looking at you right now. Somehow the dude looks like he's younger, Tracy G. I don't know how he did this.
What you mean my beard is connected now? This is that is the opposite of what I've been trying to go for, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's not the tack on beard. That's the real natural beard.
It is real. You see it? It stretches.
Okay. I love it, man. What's changed, man? When you're named the 100 most influential people in the world by Time magazine, you're getting all these accolades, people's sexiest man alive.
That's a target. That's a target, man.
Is that a target?
It is, man. Imagine if I was in y'all group chat and that joint came out, y'all would be roasting me all day, every day. Anything I say, there was the sexiest man alive is talking. Oh, he's taking off his jacket. Look at that. That's the sexiest man alive jacket that's coming off. Like, all my boys have been just like roasting me nonstop. But it's fun, man. It's it comes with the territory, I guess. And it's been a fun ride, man. It's everything that's been going on, all the accolades and acknowledgments, are it's cool, but I've always been the guy that wanted to let my work speak for itself and naturally kind of quiet, and out the way, but just always want to kind of move in silence and continue to set the example. I rather walk it instead of talk it, but I'm happy that I'm making an impact somewhere, and moving the needle as much as I can, where I can.
And it all ties in, and I'm gonna let Tracy. I'm gonna let you jump in. I'm not gonna hog Michael B. Jordan because I don't want the backlash from you. What I like about it though, bro, is you made a choice. Especially when all the civil unrest, what the country have been going through, what we have been seeing in inequities in our judicial system. People falling at the hands of police. Man, when I would see you outside with the bullhorn speaking, you out there, I don't know if you had team with you. You looked like you was by yourself, 10 toes down. Man, to me, out of all your accomplishments, that was one of the ones that just kept a smile on my face. Like, this dude can't do any wrong. He cares about the people. He's sacrificing a lot. I know you probably had handlers around you, and no fault to them. That's their job to say, hey, man, look, let's be careful what we're doing here. We're really going out on the line. The country is divided, and you're going out here in the advocacy of this. You're fighting for the people. What was that like for you during that time, man? Was that a contemplation of how it might affect your career? And did you have people around you that was trying to advise you to do differently at all?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it 100, man. Like, honestly, I'm extremely blessed, and I'm extremely blessed to have like a crew of people, friends, family, coworkers, that all support what I do, and how I feel and my community. And sometimes it is a conversation, but it's always around, Mike, how do you feel? What I'm saying? Is this something that, like how far out there you want to go? But we riding with you. It's never really, oh no, you shouldn't do that out of fear of losing something. Like we've built this, this team. We've built, my businesses, my career, like this legacy, out of not moving out of fear, but with purpose, and I'm not going to let, anything or anyone, around me kind of sway me from that. But I ain't got no do men, I ain't got no yes men or women around me. So it's like, that's a blessing to have, moving forward. But, for me, I felt like with this pandemic, being in a situation where, everybody had a chance to sit still, and focus on one thing. It was less distractions, so I was actually, obviously everybody struggled through this time, but I was happy to be able to have a moment where I was like, man, I could lock in on something. I could actually, step out and speak on things that, maybe in the natural hustle and the day-to-day grind, I might have been too all over the place to really give it the full attention that I needed to. So I was thankful to have that moment to really like step up and speak. And a lot of my business partners, and partnerships, that I have in relationships throughout the industry, it was a lot of like-minded individuals, that kind of stepped up, you know what I'm saying, to the call, whether it be self-preservation or not, you know what I'm saying, they stepped up, you know what I'm saying, and was holding themselves accountable. They wanted to be involved and figure out how to be a part of the solution. So the fact that it was very telling, you know what I'm saying, of that time. And I'm glad because it weeded some out, but at the same time, it strengthens the ones that are still here and the ones that were around me. So, that was a really impactful time for me.
No fear
as a person.
You never had any fear being up there.
You've always got to be strategic. Black man in this world, you always got to play chess. You know what I'm saying? There's always, but that's always been from the beginning. That's what my dad taught me. You know what I'm saying? That's what my mom taught me. That's from a young age. But especially when you're learning, an industry, that it is a business, and you got to understand the industry that you're in, and you got to be strategic. You got to move a certain type of way, but at the same time, doesn't mean you can't Trojan horse situations. Doesn't mean that you can't play long ball. Sometimes the loudest person in the room, sometimes the weakest person in the room. Maybe that's not for you right now. Maybe you position other people in a place that could do more, do more good, make more of an impact than you can at the moment. So you just got to pick and choose and not let the noise of sometimes the people and the people who don't really understand what's going on sway you into something that may not be the best decision, So you gotta take all that into account, man. It's it's a weight that comes with where we're at. You know that, you know what I'm saying? But and you gotta just move a certain type of way, and I'm moving.
I like it, man, and I like that shirt. Go ahead, Tracy. It matches my hat.
Thank God this is a Zoom call, Mike. You may be leaving with one less item in the studio, bro. I'm wondering, off of what Sway was saying, I don't know, I found myself thinking about when you were getting ready to jump on how so many people from other disciplines of art, whether they are musicians or even looking at athleticism, find their way into acting. And I'm curious for you, if you would find your way into another type of role outside of Hollywood. Even thinking about, like, I saw a poll a week ago where mad people want Matthew McConaughey to be a governor. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, what else do you think that you could do at the same level as you do your craft now?
That's a great question. That's actually the first time I've ever been asked that. That's really good. Man, I gotta, I think the first instinct goes to, maybe because it's cooking, is like, I love being in the kitchen. Like my mom and my dad had a home catering business growing up. So I naturally, as a kid, was always helping out where I could. And I really enjoy, it's a love language. And like food is a love language. I love cooking for people. I love being of service in that type of way. So like, I think, being a chef is definitely one of those things. And I guess, does directing count? Directing, or you know what I'm saying? Or maybe
it's like a branch off the same tree.
Yeah. Okay, so I mean, maybe, like, I don't know, maybe it's another, who knows what the future's hold, man. I said, who knows what the future's hold, but I don't know, man. I don't know. That's interesting. I'm gonna stay cooking for that one. I feel you and I hear you, and maybe in a after this life is over, I might step into something like that. But I feel your vibe. Trust me, I hear you.
What's Lori's favorite dish from you? Since you love cooking for people?
Probably my pasta. My pasta. That's probably my pasta. I do a nice I do a nice pesto from scratch.
With the basil?
Yeah. But see, my key is like pine nuts, but then you gotta put the walnuts in it. You gotta mix the walnuts in the pine nuts. That little blend makes it nice and.
Wait, you can make that in your Vitamix. Calloway just got himself a Vitamix a couple days ago.
You can make all that in your. It's crazy. Your Vitamix with a food processor, but literally it's super simple. But you just use fresh ingredients. You know what I mean? Some good olive oil, some good Parmesan Reggiano. You be in there.
Damn, man. He not just wearing that Italian shirt. He is Italian. He turned into Italian right there, boy.
No cultural appropriation, bro.
DB, what's up, man? We watched the movie, man. I love the movie. I'm gonna let DB because we analyzed and dissected this movie. Go ahead, DB.
Yeah, Tracy sort of took my question. I was going to ask you about your love of anime, but I'm gonna go ahead and move into this film because I've always been fascinated with Tom Clancy because a lot of people are familiar with him, with his name that's attached to the projects and the books that were adapted into films, you know, Clear and Present Danger, Some of All Fears, Patriot Games, that sort of thing. But a lot of people don't realize is that this guy was an insurance salesman with no government spy training, anything like that, who just decided, hey, I love this genre and I'm going to write some books. And next thing you know, they just become insanely popular. And back to your character, John Clark, who, when you see the actors who portrayed him in the past, Liev Schreiber, Willem Dafoe, John was always sort of like this guy who was like, oh, okay, well, he's important, but you don't exactly know why. You don't know his backstory. He's just kind of assisting Jack Ryan. Now that you're doing this film and you're the lead guy and John Clark is the main character, the protagonist, I'm watching the film and I realized that the training you must have had to do this SEAL action, you know what I mean? Like tactical gear and weaponry and coming up with the strategy and swimming underwater, holding your breath for countless minutes. How was that different from the stuff you had to do with, say, Fantastic Four or Black Panther, where you're training for, you know, the more acrobatic stunts and that sort of thing? This is like SEAL training, which is incredibly difficult.
Yeah. So I guess it all goes back to like my love of like, you know, Tom Clancy universe, you know, video games was the first thing, you know, playing Rainbow Six. That's kind of where I first got introduced to it and like, you know, envisioning yourself going through, you know, those missions and stuff like that. So that's kind of where it first kind of, you know what I'm saying, you know, I first really got excited about the universe and then have an opportunity to kind of like, you know, take a character that's been, you know, done before, but then also, you know, modernize it, you know, make it a reflection of the world that I live in today. So I was really excited about getting into that. And then having to do like the Creed, like me and my trainer, our approach has always been like, we're going to train you like, you know, as the character. Like, you know, if you're a boxer, you're going to live like a boxer. You're going to train like a boxer. If you're a Navy SEAL, you know, we're going to train you like a Navy SEAL. So we're going to take you out to my boy Buck Doyle. He was a, you know, ex-Marine, you know, contractor, you know what I'm saying? You know, black ops guy, you know, he's fair share of, you know, of intense, dangerous situations, you know what I mean? And, you know, go through weapons training, go through tactical training. You know, if we got underwater scenes, cool. We're going to deal with, you know, the best, you know, military divers, you know, go to a dive tank, you know, put me under, you know, high intensity, stressful situations underwater, work through weapons malfunctions, work through all those things and just put the time in, honestly, man, just do the work. You know, some of my, you know, the people I look up to the most, you know, in the space of like Tom Cruise, you know, Michael Jai White and, you know, Wesley Snipes and, you know, Jackie Chan, and you see their work ethic, you know, having the ability to watch them and watch how much time they put into it. So you put them in a stunt, they're prepared for it. And the stunt crew and everybody, they feel comfortable that I'm not going to get hurt and really like hurt myself, you know? So there's some things like jumping inside of a burning car, you know what I mean, that you can't really train that much for. You just got to like that one, you just kind of like, I'm not even going to think about it. I just got to like, just do it. If I think about it, you're going to be like, nigga, you crazy. Don't do that. So like, all right, we're going to throw this gel on you, you know what I'm saying? I might lose some eyebrows and some eyelashes, you feel me? But I definitely did that. But you just got to get in, you know what I'm saying? Do the scene, get out. But it was fun, man. It's the stuff, you know, as a kid, when you're in the couch in the living room and you know, you're taking the sofa cushions and you know, you're building forts and jumping off of it, you know, almost, you know, breaking your little brother's neck, praying that he don't cry, you know what I'm saying? Get a whooping or something. But those are the moments that's trained me for this stuff. You know what I mean? I look forward to it.
It felt like a video game. That's one of the things I was talking to DB about. It felt like a video game. I don't want to give away too much of the movie because I know folks haven't seen it yet, but that's what really engaged me. The other thing is your co-stars, the Jodie Turner-Smith and Lauren London, you know, really delivered. And it was great to see Lauren working again. You know what I mean? Excellent. Yeah. She did an excellent job. I'm curious though, like on the set, I'm wondering if maybe she was playing some unheard Nipsey music or something that you got access to. You know, did y'all get a chance to talk about Nip at all?
Man, honestly, you know, I've known Lauren for a long time, and you know, one of my really good friends, and I was I was in Germany. We were in Berlin. We were filming, and we were still figuring out, who Pam was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I woke up middle of the night, and I was like, man, I got it. Crazy idea. She's probably going to say, Mike, get off my phone. Like, why are you calling me about this? But I gotta at least ask. So I respectfully, as as delicately as I can, tried to, see how she felt about it. And she surprisingly really responded to it. I sent her the script, she read it, and she felt like she could add something. She felt like she could bring something. She could teach me, Mike, something about tragedy and grief, something that John would be going through. And she brought a lot of herself to the role. There's a lot of things that in between, after cut, that we talked about that really, really, helped me kind of get to a certain mind space. So, I was really thankful and blessed that she wanted to, come back, and we miss her on screen. We miss her. She's such a talent. So, hopefully this, they, spoke to the other day. Hopefully this is something that, can, that it could be therapeutic. You know what I'm saying? To get some stuff off her chest. You know what I mean? Like as artists, this is our space to it's our therapy sometimes. So I hopefully it knocks a little bit of that, what I'm saying, off, and she can get back into it, and we can see a lot more of her in different things. So that was really important.
Absolutely. I thought the synergy of the whole ensemble, all the cast, it was very engaging, very compelling, very real. I wanted to put on my bulletproof vest. I keep one, Michael B. Jordan. I'm from the town, but it just don't fit right now because of my, I got the pandemic belly, so it won't fit, man. When Tracy asked you that question, you never been asked before. You asked if directing could be, one of those things you think you would be good at. That's not necessarily in your wheelhouse, but you are slated to direct the next Creed, right?
Yep.
And I'm curious to doing that, man. I know that's Sylvester Stallone's, Creed is different from Rocky, but it's all, from the same family. I know that's his baby. Is he someone you tapped into, or is it you just go in it alone and don't take advice from him or Ryan? Or have you actually sat down with Ryan or Sylvester Stallone and say, okay, what do you think of my approach?
Yeah, I mean, Ryan's producing this one, as well. It's all one family, I feel like, I think I've been training, secretly my whole life to direct, what I mean? Like, just being on set and so I'm kind of pulling from all my directors and all my experiences that, I got an opportunity to work with or build a relationship with over the years. So when it comes to like, Sly, he wrote the blueprint for it. We've been following this blueprint for a long time. So it's always going to be some of that, those Rockyisms and those gems that are going to be there. How we shoot fighting, how we do the boxing, and as we start to build Creed's legacy, and build that, moving forward, we start to tap into, other things that start to go that we haven't had an opportunity to explore yet, through a Black champion, the way that is. And we're really going to start to, dive into the, our culture and community, but also honor, like the world that Creed stems from. So, from, especially coming just now working with Denzel Washington, on the project, like he's like the GOAT, being able to get gems from him from a director standpoint, and a lot of things of what to look for and what not to do. So it's a team effort. There's no ego over here. I got a clear vision for what I want to make and what I want to shoot. But at the same time, I'll be a fool not to take advice from the people that's done it before me, especially like, Sly, he's the only one that, boxed and directed, what I mean? Like that's something that only he has done, so for me, it's always kind of taking those wisdoms and applying it to my journey.
Absolutely. Michael B. Jordan, man, I want to say congratulations to you. You make us all proud. You know, and you named a lot of leading men earlier in this conversation, but you're along that lineage of the Sidney Poitiers and the Denzel Washingtons and the Jamie Foxxes, you know, these leading Black men that have represented us well in Hollywood. And so you're continuing that legacy, brother. We're extremely proud of you.
Thank you, man.
Thank you for being back on Sway in the Morning. You know you're a citizen, you know, and we're looking forward to seeing you in person, man. And you're never going to wear that shirt again, so bring it with you.
I got you. I'm gonna let out the seams a little bit for you. You know what I'm saying?
You see what I'm doing with the shoulders, Michael B. Come on.
I see him. I got you.
Okay. All right, man. Looking forward to seeing the movie do well. Continue success, and thank you, brother. All right.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate the love and the time, man. I'll see you guys soon in person soon.
Absolutely.
All right.